WWE showed you the highlights of the implosion of the Bloodline tonight on Raw, advertising the fact they got 40 million views from that segment on social media. The actual show rating came in tonight. It was a really good rating for Smackdown. The Bloodline segment specifically had over 2.9 million viewers. Now, you gotta say this, Paul Heyman was on Raw again tonight, and he advertised the fact that this coming Friday, it's time. Jey Uso will make his decision. Paul seemed very confident Jey would pick Solo and Roman Reigns. Is he going to? Obviously, we don't know. Well, I can't see them splitting the Usos, but I'll tell you what, Friday Night Smackdown just become must-watch. This is things you might have missed from Monday Night Raw. Make sure you hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too. It was Seth Rollins kicking off Monday Night Rollins this week, and of course it didn't take long for Judgment Day's Finn and Damian Priest to come down. Damian would be Seth's main event opponent tonight for the heavyweight title, but the story here was Finn. Look at Finn's reaction when Damian said he didn't need him, when he sort of became like a babyface promo kind of deal. Finn was not happy. Seth obviously got in Finn's head, but I don't know, man. The story here, I feel like there's more going on with the Judgment Day than meets the eye, especially with it being practically a year since the Judgment Day turned on Edge. Seth would win in the main event tonight. Really solid match. I think the entire Raw had solid matches, but nonetheless, it was Finn Balor coming out. You saw Damian Priest was like, what are you doing here? After the match, he'd confront Seth Rollins, and the stare down was on to end Raw. I can easily see the story here. Damian Priest is annoyed that Finn is making it all about him. I'm telling you, the Judgment Day, they may not have broke up tonight, but the rift starts tonight. We would have Kevin and Sami giving their thoughts on the Bloodline and Jey Uso specifically early on in the night on Raw tonight, and they used that to bring in Imperium, importantly Gunther, to set up a match immediately after for Gunther versus Kevin Owens. I think these guys got nearly half an hour to just beat each other up, and that's what it was. This was a great match for a random Raw. I'm honestly happy this match happened. Gotta give some props to Gunther in this one though. At the end with the schoolboy roll up, look at the arm. He put his arm on Kevin's arm to stop Kevin kicking out. Something you don't normally see with something like a schoolboy, and I thought that was a really nice touch. Cody Rhodes was a guest on Miz TV this week. I have to mention the fact that the minute they sat down, the first thing the Miz said was, "You look dashing tonight." And of course, Miz would bring out Dominik Mysterio as a surprise guest, and Cody's reaction was literally priceless. Love it. Of course, Dominik would continue his crusade about deadbeat dads. I like this because it carries over from the Rey Mysterio feud. Obviously saying Cody's got a daughter, why is he not at home? He's making the same mistakes Rey did. Of course, Rhea would then silence the crowd who kept booing Dom again by saying that he's her Latino heat. Cody would then say Dom is the biggest mistake Rey has ever made. Dom would slap Cody Rhodes and, my gosh, instantly hid behind Rhea Ripley. You have to acknowledge the heel work here. It's absolutely brilliant. And to be fair, pairing Dominik and Cody up for a mini feud is a really good idea. Dom gets really loud boos. Cody gets really loud cheers. It's gonna work, isn't it? We would then have Brandi Rhodes tweet out saying, "Papa won't hit Mummy, but Mummy will." Is Brandi about to join Cody in WWE? We had the introduction tonight to Katana Chance and Kayden Carter. Honestly, great athletes from NXT being called up. Of course, we had a backstage segment with Ronda and Shayna, the new women's tag champs, where Kayden and Katana would first appear and challenge them to a match. And yes, there was a skull in the background. This is like the third time on Raw now. But we would get the first match for Kayden and Katana. I keep wanting to say Casey so desperately. Really good introduction for them. Ronda and Shayna did the work here. They basically put them over, showed what they could do. Yes, they was unsuccessful, but they left it all in that ring. Honestly, hella fun to watch. They're calling themselves the party, like the life of the party. And even though they lost to the champions tonight, it's going to be an interesting gimmick to see how they sort of grow and how they sort of continue to go in WWE's main roster. We found out tonight Chad Gable will train Maxine Dupree to take on the Viking Lady Valhalla. But I do think that Maxine Dupree needs to stand at the other side of Otis, because especially if she's wearing this attire at the moment, it's a tribute to Hacksaw Jim Duggan. The man, Becky Lynch, has qualified for the women's Money in the Bank. Can't wait to see her in London. And of course, she had a match tonight with Sonya Deville. And honestly, for the first match of Raw, they gave these two time. It was a nice long match. I mean, it was like 2 commercial breaks. Very interestingly, Zoey Stark and Trish Stratus come out to watch the match from the top of the ramp. They didn't get involved, but it kind of shocked me then when Zoey qualified for Money in the Bank later on in the night that Becky didn't seemingly come down. Obviously, there seemed to be the perfect spot as well, with obviously her opponent Natalya being hit by Trish. I thought maybe Becky would come out to neutralise Trish, but didn't happen. Veer Mahan and Sangha in the sheer squashed Cedric and Sheldon tonight. There wasn't even a match. Talking of squashed, Bronson Reed would come out interfering during Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura. Do you know what? Until that, it was a really solid match. But you've got to give it to WWE here. He laid out 2 big baby faces, he being Bronson Reed. And then he got cheered to do it again. The crowd were chanting one more time for Bronson Reed, who when he first debuted wasn't getting reactions. It's working. And talking of working, Johnny Gargano got a nice little video package this week showing you why he is the heart of NXT, why he's on the main roster, why this is his dream. I just kind of feel like WWE should have done this from the start. This is exactly what Gargano's character should be in WWE. I love the little way mention by Johnny as well. Very, very interesting. Very cool. A really good episode of Monday Night Raw, to be fair. For me, solid 8 out of 10. Very, very fun. Good wrestling on the show as well, which is what you really want to see. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Turn on those post notifications. You never miss another upload. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like, share, and I'll see you next time. Peace!